There are so many examples of the way Brainworks drives revenue into a newspaper. Let's look at classified advertising, for example. The traditional model was someone sitting with a headset on, talking to an advertiser, and basically the advertiser would dictate the ad, and the rep would type the ad in, tell them how much it costs, and that was it. Brainworks completely redefined that. So now the software that the ad taker is using makes them from an ad taker into an ad seller, because the software is becoming an active component of the selling process. It's no longer up to the rep to do their best job selling and then have it recorded into the software, which is the traditional model. Brainworks made the software an integral part of what the ad seller does. It becomes really like a second skin of the ad seller. It empowers them. It gives them tools that they're using while they're doing the sale. One of the key problems that managers have is that very often within a phone room, selling is personality-based, meaning that everyone has their superstar, and then everyone has their person who just started and is a little green. And you're getting, if you look at the revenue and the upselling and the results of all these people, it's stair-stepped. But what we really want to do is we want to take the greenest ad seller and make them good as the best ad seller. Now, how do we do that, right? Because the best ad seller has all of these natural things that they're doing all the time, sort of intrinsic, things that happen by instinct. So it's really a personality-based attributes that make them successful. And maybe they've developed certain skills over the years. But with Brainworks, what we do is we're able to look at what that person's doing, look at the approaches that that person is using to upselling, to cross-selling, to building frequency, to building value for the customer while building value for the newspaper. And let's take those habits and let's instill them in even the greenest person in the company. We do that by having Brainworks really capture the intelligence of what's going on with that great ad seller. And also then monitor what's happening when the green ad seller or any ad seller is selling an ad. And Brainworks is constantly like a coach. It's really like a computerized coach in the background watching what's happening under different situations and presenting different types of upsells, different types of cross-sells, different opportunities to build frequency, different ways to sell onto the web. These things are all presented in an intelligent manner. So as the sale is progressing, screens are popping up from Brainworks that are intelligent, that are context sensitive to what the sale is that's going on at that moment. What are they selling? What's the classification? What products are they going into? Are they a commercial customer? Are they a transient customer? Based on that, there are intelligent things happening and popping on the screen. So it's guiding the ad seller through the process, suggesting the most effective upsells and cross-sells and coaching advice based upon the specific situation that's occurring at that moment. So it's really tailored, and it tailors itself to the situation, and it follows them. It's almost as if you had your best ad seller standing over their shoulder saying, do this, say this, recommend this, except for the fact that Brainworks can do it at light speed. We take the best traits of what the best ad seller is doing. We build it into the software, because you really have two options. One thing that you could do is just teach your ad sellers what you want them to do. That means you have to teach everyone, and then you have to monitor it constantly. So you're constantly running around, checking on what everyone's doing, looking over their shoulder, seeing how they're doing it. And when you're not standing right behind them, they're never going to be as effective as if you are. Okay? So this requires a lot of work over a long period of time, because as you get new people coming into the department, they have to be retrained, etc., etc. And of course, people then occasionally forget what you tell them, and you have to retrain them. So this is a constant nagging effort. We want to eliminate that, because we want to be much more effective than that, and we want to make it much easier to be effective. So what we do is we put the work in up front. We analyze what the great ad sellers are doing, and also maybe some things that are even better than the best ad sellers are doing. We look for those selling strategies. Then we build it into the software so that we make it flow automatically with even the greenest ad seller. So the goal is that with even the greenest ad seller, someone could come into your company, be trained on the software, which really is just a couple of hours. You could learn how to take an ad within Brainworks. We've had sites where we've put systems in for them to try, and they find that within a half an hour, someone can come in and enter a basic ad. So the goal is that once all of this intelligence is coded into your system, into your Brainworks system up front, you could take the greenest ad seller, bring them in, after a short training period, sit them down, and they're going to appear to the advertiser as the most intelligent person about your products, your market, because all of this prompting and scripting and upselling and pop-ups are coming up to guide them and coach them and suggest how to sell and what to sell and how to maximize the benefit both to the newspaper as well as to the advertiser. Brainworks software is very intuitive. It's fully Windows-based, so it's just mouse clicking to perform all the functions, and we also have keyboard commands for people who are mouse phobic. But it's very, very user-friendly, and we use the interface very, very much geared to user-friendliness and powerful selling. Because our feeling is that you can have the greatest selling tools in the world, and if they're not easy to use, people aren't going to use them. So the key is to really have powerful selling tools that are also very easy for people to use. Ad sellers are absolutely more motivated to sell when they have the proper tools and when they can see their numbers going up, because it's basic math. Ad sellers are commission-based. They want to be successful. Right now, they're burdened down with systems that are typically production-oriented, that are difficult to use, that require a lot of clerical tasks to happen as part of the selling process. With Brainworks, we eliminate the load of clerical tasks that an ad seller needs to take on, so that they don't focus on clerical tasks, they focus on selling. And they love our tools because the tools are making them so much more effective at what they're doing. They're able to generate a lot more revenue in a short period of time, and they love it.